Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. This is I Allegedly. And I've got a good one for you today because we have the perfect storm for a global recession. And there's so much to cover in this video. So let's get into it as I walk amongst the boats. Um, Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. You want to get a hold of us? It's hello@iallegedly.com. Ed Dowd is a retired financier who ran Finance America Technologies. And finance was spelled PHI. And Ed Dowd is the real deal because he's called different problems in the past. But what he's calling for is a global recession. Now, if you watch this channel, if you watched half a dozen videos, we are very lucky because we get, global input from people around the world, the UK, South America, all over the place, Canada, telling us what's going on with their finances. And one thing that we are seeing right now is that it's not rosy anywhere. So Ed Dowd steps forward and said, listen, the Trump administration is not going to be able to stop this. You're going to see big problems when it comes to, a recession. Guys, I think we're in a recession right now. I've talked for the last 6 months, 8 months, a year. The problem that we have is we have not been getting realistic numbers. We just got more Joe Biden numbers that have been revised down. And so the job numbers they're just disappearing. Employment's disappearing, home sales, all this stuff that we're supposed to believe is okay is not. And what you have is you have global layoffs right now. Globally, people cannot afford to go to restaurants right now. People are spending less money. It costs more money to insure a business right now. And, this money does not come out of thin air, guys. You have to be able to fund your company and pay your employees and, make a profit. Oh my God, an evil profit. But if you don't, you're going to see so many people go out of business, which is what we've seen time and again. But this is happening all over the place. So interest rates are not going to come down anytime soon. The Fed steps forward and has said, listen, we have an issue where the cost of money is going to stay the same. That means they're not going to lower interest rates anytime soon, guys. Now, if you're a realtor and you want to see interest rates drop to 3 or 4% again, dream on, baby, because it's not going to happen. But also, the price of a house has gone up so much exponentially that you're seeing where people cannot afford these houses at all right now. Just can't afford to buy them. Great study, and then we're going to wrap all this together. Great study about how there is $84 trillion in real estate value here in the United States from baby boomers, people that are older than me, that are retiring. And you know what? I'm not going to give this house to my idiot son and his worthless wife. We're just not going to sell the house. We're going to live to the end. And you're seeing more and more of that. But that's $84 trillion, guys, where they're just not going to donate it. And you're not going to put it in the inheritance and put it in the will and in the trust. Not going to do it. So is this a trend? I think so. I think it's funny that I never understood somebody's dead money, waiting for somebody to die. Oh, I'm going to get lots of cash from that. Why don't you go get a job and earn your own cash, and you won't have to worry about that. And if you got that lottery ticket someday, wouldn't that be great? I have seen, and I've seen it on this channel, where people have written me and thought they were going to get X amount of dollars. I've had family members that thought that they were going to inherit a bunch of money, and then they get a smidge of what they were thought, like 1/50th. And they get a few $100,000 instead of tens of millions of dollars. It's funny in the sense that they were just had it spent already. So people are not giving away the houses like they used to. And you're just seeing people just don't want to do it. So the layoffs that you see with companies right now are exponentially getting worse right now. This is not slowing down. This is happening around the country. Meta just announced more layoffs. You've got, I could do the layoff hour if you guys wanted to. Hey, these guys are getting rid of people. So are these guys. It's so much right now, but you have to look at it because, when you start to do finances and you start to talk to the CFOs of companies, the chief financial officers, they talk about how it's going to getting rid of employees. Well, it's going to cost you right now, but it's going to save you money in the long run. And that is fascinating right now. It really is. And my buddy Mike, who is, I'm just going to call him Mr. AI right now, has taught me so much about this. But you're seeing everything. It is incredibly expensive to get rid of the receptionist. You can get rid of dealing with people, and having an extra body around. And, McDonald's had their listeria outbreak. They got clobbered, with their numbers. People did not buy. Well, do you think that's going to come back? Do you think people are going to go back to McDonald's and spend more money at McDonald's? I don't think so, guys. I really don't think so. I think you haven't seen anything yet when it comes to this stuff. So, a lot of crazy things. We're seeing builders now. My buddy Scott Walters, who's got a great channel here on YouTube, just did a great expose about how builders are not completing houses and walking away. Take it back. Take the property. Now, you live in a neighborhood, a tract neighborhood, and half the place is done. They're just going to, leave. And the way that builders get paid, you get paid, I'm simplifying this, so don't start writing me. You get paid on stages. Get the slabs done, get the plumbing done, get the electrical done, framing. You get paid on stages. You know what? People are buying this stuff. And the one thing that we love and that people send me all the time is final phase, hurry before they sell out. Walk in these places, guys. You want to kill 15 minutes and have a comedy routine, where they sit there and tell you, hey, listen, the interest list is crazy. I know these places are $1.4 million, but you want to live here. There is a housing tract that I covered a year ago where it was across the street from a school. They tore down an office building from the junior high I went to. And the cheapest unit was $1.3 million. And people are like, $1.3 million, that's crazy. No, you want upgrades. You want to have granite countertops. You want a sink that works. You want a shower that you won't be embarrassed when you bring some chick over. That'll cost you another $200 grand for all that stuff. The point is that the $1.5 million for a house that literally is 3 feet away from the other unit. They're detached. Oh yeah, but you're going to be able to smell what Maria's cooking next door and hear every song that guy plays in his radio. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, but again, the builders are going out of business at a record pace. There is a huge San Diego builder that did he did the units in the backyard. He did the secondary units. Sorry, hang on a second. The ADU units, accessory dwelling units, and the builder has $5 million worth of projects incomplete right now. $5 million worth of incomplete projects. Now, here's the thing about contractors that I know is that you don't complete something, nobody wants to step in and finish it. Permits, processing. I mean, what did this guy do wrong? If he cut corners, Neo's got $5 million in projects that aren't done. What else is not done? So it's an absolute disaster and an absolute nightmare around the country. Now, here's the one thing that absolutely floored me that was sent to me, and that we have builders and we have governmental agencies that are not paying people right now. And think about this: Hurricane Matthew and Hurricane Florence. Those didn't happen anytime soon. One was in 2018, and then Hurricane Matthew was in 2016. Florence was in 2018. Guys, they still have houses that are not completed by then. By now, it's been 9 years in some situations. Isn't that crazy to think about? So these poor people with Hurricane Helene and with the fires in LA and everything else that you've seen go on in the news lately, these people aren't getting their houses built anytime soon. They're not. And FEMA is delaying payments. What's sick is that FEMA can only give you about $44,000. I think it's $43,700 that they can give somebody to help rebuild their house. What does that do? Wouldn't put your garage up for 44 grand. So regardless of wherever you lived. So that's an absolute huge issue with that. So more and more of this. Walgreens here in Southern California just got this sent to me. 3 more Walgreens are going out of business and closing. You've got, it's wild because how many people work at a Walgreens store? I don't know, 10, 12? How about 31? 93 people are going to lose their jobs between these 3 locations. Guys, that is horrible. 93 people losing their jobs. Orange, Placentia, and Stanton, all in Orange County too. Nice areas. Stanton's a dump, but you know, you guys can argue that with me. A man had a JP Morgan bank account, and he got a $65,000 government check, put it in his bank account, and they said, oh, this is suspicious. Because it's suspicious, we're going to freeze the account. So they froze the account. It took him almost a year to get resolved, but went bankrupt. And like all small business owners, oh my gosh, when we get that check, we're going to spend it X, Y, and Z. And the money's spent. So you're, planning on it. The planning is that it's gone already. But this poor guy lost everything. And Chase Bank finally said, okay, we saw what happened. To Sean May was his name. And the poor guy, I mean, I feel for him. The stories are always below, guys, in the video description. But I'm telling you guys, when you get a check, make a copy of the check, deposit it. If you think it's something different about your account, the check is larger. It's a government check, things you don't get. Have a relationship with the bank manager and walk in there and say hello. Just don't put it in the ATM and, oh my gosh, I don't have that money. That's the kiss of death, guys. That is the absolute kiss of death. So to go back to the global recession, when you think about all the problems, and you go to all of the businesses that are suffering, the municipalities are suffering, you have so many cities and countries that are hurting right now that they're raising energy prices through the roof right now. And this is something that is not going to go down anytime soon. It's not a global warming thing. It's because of the fact that it's like on the first of the month, you see more cops out, requesting, writing people up for tickets and things like that for the cities because they're hurting for money. Now, they're talking about a global shortage for gold right now. Guys, this is going to make gold go through the flipping roof. It's funny. Today's not a day for a gold sponsor, but you're going to see the price of gold absolutely skyrocket right now with talk like this. And this is from CBS News. Read the story below. Now, the next thing is, with all the demand for everything that's going on right now, the industrial use of silver is going to go up exponentially. You guys want to get yourself, into a metal that's inexpensive still, that could go up, to $100 an ounce. Get yourself some silver. If you want to hold it in your hand, go buy it and hold it in your hand. Patriot Gold sells silver too, and I'll leave their link below too, and they're not sponsoring this video, but you want to deal with somebody reputable and good. You're going to pay a premium when you buy metals right now. And 2 weeks ago, we were seeing how people were so desperate to sell the gold, and they did. And now you're seeing the fact that gold is going through the flipping roof again. So it's crazy, guys. It's, a lot happening, but I am one of the people that have warned people and just told them to prepare. Get yourself out of debt. You have to look at cutting costs in everything you do for yourself. And, I get people that write me and say, Dan, it's just me. And you need to budget. You need to know what things are going to cost you. You need to save. You need to have an emergency fund. You need to have money set aside. You need multiple bank accounts. You need to be able to deal with it. What if you could not get to a bank for a week? Okay, closed, no access, no internet. Well, if you had cash, you'd be able to have food. If you had multiple credit cards or debit cards from different locations, most likely one of them would work. But protect yourself, guys. Stack in private. Don't tell people, oh, I got a bunch of gold in my third drawer down on the left-hand side. Okay? Keep it to yourself. Telling you guys, you're going to see a lot of problems coming out and a lot of goods coming out with all this stuff. I love the Doge stuff that's coming out because what you're finding out, guys, I think of my mother. My mother passed away. It's been, at Christmas this year, it'll be 7 years. But she lived on Social Security, had a very tight budget and life, but she had 3 successful sons that made it so she went without nothing. I mean, she wanted to go on a trip. She got to go on a trip. She got to live her best life. But she lived very tight and loved her Dodgers and loved, just her place that she lived with her community and all her friends. It is wild to think about people like that make a couple grand a month. And then you hear Doge is doing crazy stuff where they found Social Security recipients that are technically 150 years old collecting money, and then the Social Security numbers change. Huh? How is that possible? How does the account change? Oh, somebody's getting that money, guys. Somebody's getting the money, but it's bad to ask that. This is crazy, guys. It's absolutely crazy. So, government waste is a crime as far as I'm concerned, because we have people that are suffering, that have given to us, police officers, firemen, people in the military, veterans that went to war and saw action and saw horrific things. And these people get nothing, okay? And insert swear word here, bop, 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 okay? It's ridiculous that we have to live like this. And these people have to go without. And these people are fleecing things. And if you saw this stuff, we're going to cover this later on because it's just too much. I've had too many people write me about it. But it is crazy. And we have a private channel called I Allegedly Live. You sign up at iallegedly.tv. And that is for the stuff that we can't talk about. It's uncensored. And we can talk about politics. We can talk about crazy stuff. And, I love doing that because it really, puts things into perspective. And again, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, email me hello@iallegedly.com. Do you think we're heading into a recession? I think we're in one, guys. I think that this is live. It's funny. There's a boat up here that was 105 grand. 2 months ago, I showed you guys the boat. Guess what? How much is the boat now? Still 105 grand. Nobody's bought it. So dynamite location, guys, but 105 grand for a boat. Honey, do we really want to spend that money right now? No, you don't. You don't want to piss away. Think about it. Then you got some mook walking around. This is a public dock, guys. Isn't this great? We get to walk out here. Do it like once a month for you guys. It's really nice. So, supposed to get a bunch of rain. Let me know what you guys think. And here it is, 105 grand. You can get it. That's all yours. It's a beautiful little boat. $105,000, man. Wow. Anyways, like, subscribe. Let me know what you're thinking. hello@iallegedly.com is the email address. And onward and upward, guys. I'll see you very soon.